Hello and welcome everybody to a Curiosity Conversation. I'm your host, Jimmy Cerrone. It's great to have you. Today we're going to continue our conversation about the Enneagram with the type 7. And as usual, we're going to talk about the core, the wings, the directions of integration and disintegration. And finally, we're going to talk about growth for the 7. So let's start with the core. At their core, 7s want to avoid pain. And their deepest desire is to have all their needs met. Now this tension grows the passion of gluttony. And here we can see it's a very obvious relation, right? Gluttony meets our needs, a little bit extra, and it helps numb our pain. And we see this kind of relationship with these fears and desires when we talk about wings as well. So on one hand, we have the 6, the loyalist. They're very community-oriented. When you combine that with the 7, the enthusiast, you get what's called the entertainer. So they try to avoid their pain by giving everyone a great time, including themselves. The other side, we have an 8, the challenger. And this lends a more serious type of avoidance. So when you combine the enthusiast with the challenger, you get the realist. And whereas the 7-wing 6 will avoid their pain by making everyone else feel good and have fun, the 7-wing 8 will avoid pain through work and goal setting and achievements. So 2 very different ways for this fear of pain to show up. Now, let's talk about what happens when these 7s who are afraid of pain end up disintegrating or integrating. So on the one hand, 7s disintegrate towards the 1. And this is a way of dealing with the scattered world that comes from chasing lots of different things to avoid pain. So 7s who are normally really free and happy-go-lucky become ordered and perfectionistic. They try to tightly hold their world together when they see it's drifting away, and it may limit their options. On the other hand, when 7s are integrating, they move towards the 5. And that same kind of focusing happens, but it has a very different feel to it. See, the 5 is the investigator, and they're able to take a step back and be detached from situations. And so this kind of wisdom and detachment from the 5 gives the 7 the opportunity to really look at what's coming their way and choose very intentionally what they want to do. And so they do look ordered, they do look structured, but it's very different than this kind of average 1 feel where things are stressed and ordered and perfectionistic. What you have is a really gentle focus. And so that's integration. And how do you get there? Well, let's talk about growth. For the 7, I think the key lies in the words of Jesus. He once said, "Let your yes be a yes and your no be a no." I think 7s need to learn the lesson that quality is more important than quantity. I, identifying as a 7 myself, know this very well. I will often choose to say yes to 4 things and half do all of them instead of really truly committing to 1. And enjoying the joy and the pain that comes with it. So, that's a quick wrap up on 7s. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're interested in any of the other types, or just knowing more about the Enneagram in general, check out my other videos and look in the description for more resources. Thanks for joining me for another Curiosity Conversation.